A terrible tragedy on Sunday, and Easter Sunday at that. Over 158 people, including 35 foreigners, have been killed and 400 people injured in one of the deadliest serial blasts in Sri Lanka. 6 people came under attack first at around 8:45 a.m. in 3 churches and 3 high luxury end hotels while Easter Mass was underway. St. Anthony's Church in Colombo, St. Sebastian's Church in the western coastal town of Negombo and another church in the eastern town of Batticaloa were targeted. 3 explosions were reported from 5-star hotels, the Shangri-La, the Cinnamon Grand and the Kingsbury. At 2:15 p.m. then, a 7th blast claimed 2 more lives in Colombo. Another blast was then reported just a few minutes later. A security official has said they suspect the blasts at 2 churches were carried out by a suicide bomber. However, no Indian citizen casualty have been reported as of now. India today also has accessed a video where the blast could be seen taking place on camera.
I look at it as a part of the global terrorism because we know there has been a history of conflict between the Tamil community and the majority Sinhala community and the LTT, etc. But with the elimination of LTT in 2009, everybody thought, the country had turned to peace and normalcy. Here in this case, even if we presume that there is a revival of LTTE, it is puzzling as to why should they be attacking and targeting Christians. Because Christians, who form about 8% of the local population, have never been a part of any ethnic conflict, neither between Sinhalas and Christians, nor between Tamils and Christians. So this time, the Christianity being targeted must be viewed in the context of a global, war between Christianity and Islam.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I look at it.
Same time, simultaneously, there was few attacks in Colombo and close to airport called Negombo and 3 other 5-star hotels. At the same time, the attack was going on, and it is targeted this time the Christian.
Okay.
It's a Christian. But the religious attack by last 3 years or 4 years, the minority religious are being under attack. Normally, this Bodhu Bala Sena is a Buddhist political party and the religious group.
Okay.
They were mainly attacking the Muslims.
Okay.
And the mosque and Muslims. And in Kandy attack, you might be heard about maybe 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
And there was many churches being attacked also.
Okay.
And 2 days ago, in Anuradhapura, bishop is attacked. Church and bishop was attacked.
Let's get an update from my colleague first, Kamaljeet Sandhu, on all the latest updates now. Kamal, what precisely is the response of the Indian government? Has New Delhi also offered support yet to the government there?
Well, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken to the Sri Lankan president and remember offered all sort of assistance possible. No Indian casualty has taken place yet. There seems to be a concern, not just because India and Sri Lanka are neighbors, but long back there seems to be an association. And remember, even though there is a word around that this could be a part of Islamic global jihad, but that has not been proved just as of now. But yes, sources been telling us that intelligence agencies have pointed out that there was an input that 10 days back there could have been some sort of networking which was done, and there was intelligence which was passed on to Sri Lanka in regards to not just the tourist places and the churches, but also the Indian High Commission. Now security has been enhanced, but remember, even attack taking place, and 8th attack took place just a short while ago, seems to be a major cause of concern. There have been churches which have been attacked, there have been tourist places, there have been hotels. So this is a huge cause of concern. But this is terrorism. The world has condemned it. India has condemned it and has offered all sort of support. But at this point of time, we've been told by our sources the situation remains very, very fluid.
Okay. Kamal, please stay on with me because right now joining me is Bharati Rajanayagam. She's a Sri Lankan journalist. Bharati, thank you so much for giving us your time. And what precisely is the update right now? What is the government there stating? And has any group as of now officially claimed responsibility?
Yeah, actually police curfew imposed island-wide immediately. It will continue tomorrow until tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And security beefed up in airport and churches in island-wide. At the same time, 2 persons apprehended in Demetekoda area. It is a suburb of Colombo. There was a small explosion in the Demetekoda area in a flat, in an apartment. After that, police searched in the area and apprehended 2 persons, and they discovered some explosive in the apartment. Actually, Colombo is very calm. At the same time, people are panicked, rushing to the shop to their buy immediate needs from rice and food because curfew is imposed now.
And of course, while the government is taking into consideration about which group could have been behind it, what is the status with the injured, and were these blasts specifically targeted, most of them at the Easter celebrations, Bharati?
Yeah, it was actually targeted in the churches. Actually, 3 churches attacked. At the same time, 3 hotels and some other places. They actually targeted the churches and tourism. There's no confirmation about which group is behind this attack, but unconfirmed reports say some militant Islamic group may be behind the attack.
Okay. And before I let you go, I understand it's a busy time for you as well. But what precisely is the situation on ground there? Because hundreds of people have got injured as well. We have photographs and visuals coming in. Massive damage has taken place. So how is the situation currently on ground? Are the hospitals prepared? And what has the government really said for people and the family members whose members must have gone missing?
Yeah, that is true. Actually, there are scarcity of blood in the hospitals because all the hospitals are announced need for the blood, and blood donators are invited to donate blood.
Okay.
Actually, it is more than 500 people injured at the same time. Around 185 to 190 people are killed in the explosions.
All right, Bharati Rajanayagam, thank you so much for giving us your time and telling us about the updates. That's a Sri Lankan journalist telling us about situation on ground. Remember, it's not only about the casualties and the tragedy. We have many hundreds of people injured there in Sri Lanka, and there could be some scarcity for blood, and that is why it seems that some appeals also have been made over this issue. Kamaljit, I request you also to please stay on as more news comes on this terrible tragedy in Sri Lanka. While the death toll in the multiple Sri Lankan blasts continue to escalate, reports are now emerging that Sri Lankan police were alerted about these blasts. Specific intelligence inputs were given to the cops 10 days before the Easter mass blasts took place. And there were inputs that the Indian High Commission in Colombo could also be on the radar of suspected terrorists. Foreign intelligence agencies had warned Sri Lanka that radical extremist groups, Tawheed Jamaat, might be planning an attack. Now, Tawheed Jamaat is a non-political Islamic organization whose secretary was held for also inciting hate recently in the island nation.
Really, in the social media, there are reports to indicate that there have been pre-warning by intelligence authorities, but I am not in a position to confirm or deny that.
This incident started this morning at one popular church in Colombo. There was a minor explosion, and that later spread to at least 2 other churches. Another one in the town of Colombo, which is close to the Sri Lankan airport, and one in the eastern town of Batiklo. And subsequently, at least 3 hotels have been attacked. There have been explosions in at least 3 hotels. Over 300 people have been admitted to hospital. We are still waiting for the number of deaths. No one has claimed responsibility for this attack, but this attack comes after an incident which occurred on Palm Sunday, that was last Sunday, where a group of 25 people had surrounded one church outside the capital, Colombo.
Right, these are the latest visuals coming in. Just take a look at that. What a terrible tragedy, and the sudden arrival of these victims and family members extremely scared. That seems to be an eyewitness speaking in. If we can just listen to what he has to say. We'll wait for a translation and transcription of these reactions, but it is quite clear, of course, about the overwhelming situation there in Colombo and other cities as well, and also the patients and the victims who are being rushed to hospitals. Just imagine, it is an Easter Sunday, people celebrating, reaching to churches, and then this terrible tragedy strikes. Clearly, while cops also have been deployed to ensure the situation is under control, but only hundreds of people right now, we are being told, reaching the hospitals. What a terrible tragedy there, and ensuring that the culprits will also be caught. If Kamaljeet Sandhu is still with me, I'll still come to you in just a short while. I'm heading into a short break, but we will continue to bring you updates from Sri Lanka as well.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.